Howdy! I'm the Noodle Hunter! And I've got something from the lands of the Vietnam. Crab soup flavored instant rice noodles by the company with fun. Weighing in at 80 grams of dry weight and a caloric content of approximately 220. The flavor of these noodles is based on a Vietnamese dish called bún riêu. It is a traditional Vietnamese soup noodle that's created by many Vietnamese mothers. However, I didn't know that they use crab to flavor the soup stock. My mother's version of this includes chicken carcass, pork bones I believe, or ribs, and dried shrimp to add the umami flavor. So, I don't recall having any crustaceans other than dried shrimp in my mother's version of bún riêu. So, having the crab flavor will be a very unique experience. So I can't wait to give this one a taste test. Inside we have, of course, the instant rice noodles. And what? They've wrapped it in plastic again. I don't get it. I'm sure this will already seal the freshness of the instant rice noodles. I don't think that's necessary. It's an extra step I have to take. It also includes the stewed crab soup. Now, when I'm touching this, I can feel the moistness. It's kind of thin and not much there. But hold on, I'm gonna read what's inside. Tomato, palm oil, water, dried shrimp. Jeez, I don't know how to read sometimes. Yeah, sugar, soy enhancer. That's kind of funny. A crab soup flavor, but it doesn't have any real crab inside. Which I'm a little bit lucky when I think about it, because I'm a bit worried that, I feel like crab just doesn't hold as well as shrimp in terms of preservation. And I'm glad that it's not crab inside, because I might get the stomach ache, It also includes the soup powder, because it wouldn't be soup noodles without them, and some dried shallots. Oh, look at that. It's kind of been crushed into smithereens. There we go. I wish it was like more wholesome, but it's an instant ramen. I can't complain about this. Alright, anyway, let's move on to the next part, but before we do, let's read the instructions. And according to the instructions, it looks like it's a non-stovetop instant noodle, which means it's time to open these noodles up and season these noodles. Well, that was a bit of a pain in the butt to get out. This paste was more like very fibrous feeling as I was putting it inside the noodles. Hold on, let's give it a taste. It actually tastes like my mom's bún riêu. A little bit, not exactly the same, but very close to it. And then, it smells very shrimpy. It doesn't smell off, but it also doesn't smell like it's fresh either. It's pretty cool they included moist ingredients in this though, because, moist ingredients always makes the soup noodles a little bit more tastier, in my opinion. Alright, onwards. And I'm going to add the dried shallots later. So, let's... Oh, excuse me, I had a bit of a gas in my stomach. Okay, I'm good. Choking on my saliva. Let's move on to the next part. And that next part is to boil these noodles. Yes. Alright. And you know what I do all the time, right? At least any of the people who watch my stuff is to protect the bottom of my table pat. And then use this mystical device to cook the noodles a little bit better. Fun. There we go. And the whole point is to keep the pot and everything else warmer so that the noodles cook a little bit better. It's tried and tested. At least I think so anyway. Alright. Oh geez, I always accidentally put it inside the pot first. This requires a lot of precision when I throw it in. Oh, here we go. Beautiful. And then I'm gonna let it, absorb some of the hot water. Yeah, it's taking long enough. And then let's add some in. About 400 mils, the instructions told me to do. There we go. 400 mils seems around that much. And to preserve the heat, actually I'm going to pat it down a bit because some of the noodles isn't fully submerged. There we go. I'm going to close it up. Pat. Oh no! I'm going to have to wait 3 arduous minutes. It's been about 3 minutes now. So, are you guys ready for the grand opening of instant rice noodles and crab flavored soup by the company Vifon? Bam! Whoa! Alright, let's mix it up real quick. Boom! Wow, that looks delicious actually. My mom's version of this soup is a lot more red because maybe she adds more tomatoes in it, but this is pretty close to what bunryeo looks like. Just needs a bit of egg on top and that's about it. Well, that's the way my mom makes it anyway. Now, you know what I gotta do first. It's time to taste this soup first with my trusty plastic Asian ladle. Zoom, zoom, the Asian ladle. Oh, yeah. Oh, look at that. And I do recall that bunryeo was meant to be somewhat of a clear soup, so it's ticked the boxes there. It's a little bit cloudy because I can't really see clearly the image on the bottom of my spoon. And I usually add lime juice to these noodles because that's the way my mom told me how to drink it, or eat it. Wow, my English. But I'm just gonna eat it for what it is because if I add lime juice to it, it's gonna change the flavor of these noodles for obvious reasons. I don't know, I'm Captain Obvious, reporting for duty. Anyway. Wow. It's got a nice amount of salt to it. You can taste the shrimp very subtly and it feels like it's mixed with like fish and chip chicken salt inside the soup. Actually quite good. It makes me want to come back for more because it's not bland as I was expecting it to be because there wasn't that much soup powder if you recall previously. Hold on, I'm gonna take another sip. Oh wow. Okay, best way to describe it. If you ever had dried shrimp, then I can't really tell you what it tastes like if you hadn't, but it has a level of shrimpiness to it. Tastes like a bit like the sea, a level of crustacean goodness. And it has this very subtle, sweet, but salty taste along with a chicken stock like flavor. When it binds the shrimp and chicken stock to flavor together, it makes you want to come back for more because the flavors aren't boring. It's really nice, and if I added some lime juice to it, I don't think it'll taste exactly like my mom because it does taste like there's a level of MSG like flavor to it. But if you want something to taste similar to bunryeo, which is the Vietnamese noodle dish I was mentioning earlier, and that's what the noodle is, then I recommend these noodles. I'm gonna give it a solid 8 out of 10 because it's like, wow, it doesn't taste bland and it has a lot of different levels of flavor in it. You can taste the slight acidity of the tomato as you drink the soup as well, which gives me that, that's the reason why I gave it its score. Okay, let's move on to the noodles with me trusty Asian plastic chopsticks. I wonder where these chopsticks were made from. Anyway, bam. Oh, now that's kind of cool how they added real fresh tomatoes in it. Alright, let's see how that goes. Ooh, that's absolutely beautiful. I wonder how long these noodles are. Not too long, but long enough. Okay, let's put it inside. Bam. And bite. Wow. You know what? I almost forgot to add the dried shallot. Hold on, I'll be real quick about this. Bam! Oh, that looks beautiful. Yeah, the noodles are soft, bouncy, and isn't soggy. I've had Vifon products before, and when I've had the rice noodles, it kind of just like dissolves and breaks up grossly in your mouth like biodegradable plastic. It wasn't a very pleasant feeling to chew on. But now that I've got a bit of shallots in there, let's see if it changes the taste of the noodles. Okay. It definitely does, but the shallots feel like it's lost a bit of flavor over time as it was sitting in the packet. But it adds a bit of a texture to it. A little bit crunchy, tastes a little bit stale, which is a little bit of a shame, but that's okay. These noodles are pretty good for vermicelli noodles. Usually you have to boil them in a stove, but the instant rice noodles they've included in this package, absolutely quite delicious. And for that reason, I'm going to be giving it also a solid 8 out of 10. Okay, it's time to combine the soup and the noodles together. Alright, let's start with the soup. Bam. And I'm going to be a little naughty and put the shallot noodles inside. Oh yeah. And some tomato. You know what? This is missing some sort of like pork protein. This would make it a lot more tastier. Oh man. I will tell you one thing, right? These noodles are a little bit hard to pick up. Put more tomato and bam. You know what? It looks pretty beautiful. Look at that. That little tomato topper really adds the color that it needs to make it look and taste delicious. I really can't wait to eat this because the aftertaste of the shallots when I had it with the noodles, it's just lingering in my mouth, and it's not a... Sorry, I had a bit of a burp cap there. It's not an uncomfortable taste, it's got this really nice aroma to it. It just lingers in your mouth and just reminds you of these instant noodles. Maybe that's what the company was going for. Okay, let's do it. Oh wow. Whoa. The starchiness of the rice noodle really enhances the soup's flavor, along with the shallots that add that level of deep fried, crunchy, oniony goodness. That's a really good combination. I was gonna give it a solid 8 out of 10 again, but wow, when you eat this with the soup and noodles together, it makes it taste that much better. Oh wait, hold on. I'm really struggling to pick this up because one thing that rice noodles are is that they're really difficult to pick up. There we go. Here we go again. Wow. The rice noodle starchy or sweetness to it really enhances the shrimp flavor that's in there. It makes that shrimp really pop out because it helps contrast the flavor contrast, between the rice noodles and the shrimp. Really just pairs well together. You can't really taste that chickeny goodness anymore, but the whole point of this soup noodle is that it's meant to be crab flavor, or I'd like to call it crustacean flavor now, and it does it really well. Wow, oh my gosh. Okay, one more bite before I give it its final score. I'm actually really surprised that I'm going back for more, because usually I can't stop myself. It is in the morning I'm filming this today, and I'm a little bit hungry, so that's probably why I just want to eat some more. Yeah. If you want something similar to bun reel and close to that Vietnamese dish, I highly recommend this. It's not restaurant quality, but it's very close to it, and so for that reason, I'm going to be giving it a solid 9 out of 10. Oh yes. Okay. That's all I can think about talking about these noodles. It has tomato, onion, and all the good works of flavor that just bind well, very well. Sorry, my English. Bind very well together. Okay. Hoping you enjoyed watching this episode of Noodle Hunter. Hit that like button and the subscribe button as well, and the notification bell to keep up to date to my videos and help me grow this channel. Leave a comment behind so I know you're watching my stuff, and I'll see you all next time.